at 151 and a fraction. His camp not surprised and not terribly put off by that. They say he's been light before without any detriment to his fighting ability.
Take a look at our punch stats, which gives you a sort of a snapshot of how they fight. And for what it's worth, Norris seems to be more active, but Curry has always been a very accurate puncher. Here's a look how often they jab. I would say, looking at those stats, that Curry has to jab more often and probably will against Norris, who is shorter than his last opponent, none. Harold, the rules, please.
Jim, the rules in our first fight tonight are those of the World Boxing Council. 3 judges will score the fight on a 10-point must system. There is no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule, and you can only be saved by the bell in the last round only. Jim?
All right, Harold, let's go up to the ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr., for the pre-fight introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen in attendance and sports fans joining us around the world, we welcome you to the beautiful Radisson Palm Springs Resort as Al Goosen Promotions, Main Events Monitor, and Budweiser, the undisputed king of beers, present a 10-goose boxing event. This co-feature bout is for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, President Jose Suleiman, Supervisor Haig Collegiate, along with the California State Athletic Commission, Chairman Charles Westland, Commissioner in Attendance Jerry Nathanson, the Assistant Executive Officer Steve English. Presenting the officials as appointed. Positions at ringside, Dr. Robert Carnes, Dr. Howard Baird. Timekeepers at the bell, also keeping count of the knockdowns, John Lichty and Willie Ariola. Judging at ringside, we have from New York, Carol Castellano, from Puerto Rico, Miguel Donate, and from Mexico, Jose Juan Guerra. And introducing the referee in charge, he'll be working this, his 80th world title bout, Chuck Hassett. All right, fans, here we go. This is it, the bout you've all been waiting for. Our co-main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first the challenger. On my right, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing blue trunks and hailing from Fort Worth, Texas. His weight is 154 pounds. His record, 33 wins, 4 losses, with 24 big wins by way of knockout. He is the former 2-time world champion, currently ranked the number 8 contender by the WBC. Welcome a fighter they call the Lone Star Cobra, Ronald Curry. And his opponent across the ring. On my left, fighting out of the blue corner, is the defending world champion. He enters the ring wearing white trunks with red trim and representing First Fighter Squadron in Campo, California. His weight is a trim and ready 151 pounds. His record, 27 victories, only 3 defeats, 14 wins by way of knockout. Here is the WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the World, known as Terrible, Terry Norris.
Go, take it off. Take it off, come on. All right, cheap seconds only. Cheap seconds. Okay. Gentlemen, you had your instructions in the dressing room. Are there any questions? Any questions? Okay, mouthpiece. Take your mouthpiece on. Paul, you got his mouthpiece? You got yours in? Okay. Shake hands. Good luck.
I think we should keep in mind throughout this fight that both of these fighters have suffered shock, quick knockouts.
And the temperature has dropped enough that I don't believe desert heat will be a factor. So both fighters should have a chance to show what they've got.
Curry seems to be really cold. Guys can get knocked out in the first and second rounds when they start cold like that.
You mean that his skin is dry and he doesn't look warmed up?
And I can get that look of cold, very cold. It's not warm at all. His body is just a little cold. Right there.
Well, let's see if Norris senses the same thing that Big George does about Donald Curry.
Not only is he starting off cold, but he's leaning into a guy who has power.
Leaning in and taking uppercuts in return. You cannot lean in and leave yourself open up the middle, and Curry has taken 2 uppercuts, staggered by a right hand.
People will have a tendency to think, boy, he did it because he's strong, but Curry is actually a little cold. Depending a little too much on his experience, getting to know a guy.
On the occasions when he had Ray Leonard in trouble, Norris got a little wild from time to time.
There's no doubt he's no finisher. He likes to hurt you, stand back, and assess his damage. If it's good, he'll try more. If not, he'll just box.
George, has he missed an opportunity here to press what looked like?
No doubt. He had the opportunity. It was pretty. He let it get away, but he doesn't mind. He's basically a boxer.
Donald Curry is out there posing, only beginning to offer a little bit of action.
Curry has the old Curtis Colt look. Looks at you, make a mistake, I'll hit you with a good right hand.
Well, he has the style of a classic boxer, good jab, terrific right hand. He was very effective with the left hook in the first 5 rounds against Michael Nunn in his last loss before tiring badly en route to a technical knockout.
He's smart. He's using the middle of the ring. He's not charging the guy any further than the middle of the ring. If he misses it, stays in parry. Puts his left foot in between Terry Norris' legs. That way he guides him like a race car driver would fast car.
Norris again with the uppercut up the middle. Curry has been tagged 3 times that way. Now Curry tries to score up and under. Beginning to loosen up with the jab, but Donald still looks a little stiff. And here goes Norris.
He's being hurt by these 1 shots out of 10 thrown. Just so happened that Norris is not trying to put a knockout punch in there. That Norris has some beautiful trunks. I wish I had the nerve to do that.
I'm not sure that it would look right on you.
What happened to the old bathrobe days?
Well, Tyson tried to bring him back. 10 seconds to go in the round, and you wonder if Larry Merchant isn't right on the money in saying that Terry Norris missed a chance to jump all over an apparently cold Donald Curry.
Norris did his job in that round because he seems to have Curry a little bit befuddled about where to attack him.
You got to be first. You got to be first, Don. Stick on this side. Stick looking on this side. How you feel, baby? I'm gonna figure it out. Everything is coming off this map. Let's go first. Go perfect. Just settle out, bro. You're doing good. You're doing good. Settle out. Right aboard. All right. Take your game plan. Make him come after me. Make him make a mistake.
There you see Curry attacking. I'm sorry, Norris attacking. And what I see here, George, is he's the younger fighter, a hungrier fighter. He's carrying it to the older guy. The older guy, as you see, the younger fighter, a hungrier fighter. He's carrying it to the older guy. The older guy, as you said, is trying to use his experience, but he's got to use his fists too.
That's right. You start off cold. It's going to take this fighter, Curry, because of his experience. It's going to take him 3 or 4 rounds to warm up. By that time, he could be on that floor going to sleep.
Well, you saw the punch stat numbers that said that Donald Curry landed only 6 punches in the first round. He's almost equaled that in the first 10 seconds of round number 2. Norris with a good right hand in close. You see the hand speed, which could pose a problem for Curry.
It's the one disadvantage about being an experienced fighter. You sit back and you wait. You've seen everything before. You think, oh, this is nothing new. If you're not careful, the fight can be over. You can be on that canvas. These young guys come out. They don't know what they're doing, but they're doing it.
That was a good left hook. Counter by Curry. If he gets the left hook going, then that could change things a little bit.
Well, you had the experience of meeting a younger, very zealous champion yourself recently, so you know a little bit of what that's like.
I'm telling you, what you got to do with the young fighters, you got to presume, hey, I'm young today myself, and you got to jump out on them and make them decide, hey, what's wrong with this old guy?
Now, an interesting thing is happening here in round 2 as Curry begins to open up a little bit. Norris is becoming more effective as well, and maybe the story of round 1 is that Terry Norris is really more comfortable countering than he is forcing the action himself.
That's true. Good right hand, left hook combination by Curry. If you ask me, he would be better if he would make the kid bring the fight to him.
Now as Curry comes forward, Norris gets a chance to counter both inside and as they step away from each other. Left hook again by Curry. He's quick with that left hook. He's right.
You know, it's strange. Curry is doing a good job, but it doesn't seem to me that he has any set tactics. He's just trying to take advantage of the guy's lack of experience. He hits him with a right hand, and automatically Terry Norris punches go off.
Terry Norris has been fighting since he's 8 years old. I don't know how he can wonder about his lack of experience. He's had a lot of fights as an amateur and a good many as a pro at his age.
But you know, the welterweights and the middleweights are the best fighting divisions there are. They throw hard punches, they move. That's exciting boxing. Good left uppercut by Terry Norris.
You're looking at 2 fighters, both of whom want to counter, and the exchanges heat up.
Hands are free. Work it out, work it out, work it out.
The greatest fighters ever were in the welterweight and middleweight classes. So that's why you need a lot of experience just to survive in there.
Terry Norris imposing his youth and enthusiasm on the older fighter right now.
Hand can't come down. There you go. Doing perfect. Just keep boxing. Keep using that uppercut. It's working perfect. Just keep using it. Come on. Keep that jab on. Up the middle, Donald. Give me the right uppercut and left hook, right hand. It'll work for you, baby.
You see the shots now?
You got to be free. Stop working off the jab. Come on, you got to be free, baby. D,
Shots, baby.
it's your show, baby. It's your show. Come on.
Like the hook.
Let's set the tempo. Set the tempo, baby. It's your show. Okay? You got me, baby? It's your night. It's your night. Let's get busy. Come on, Donald.
Let's move it, move it, move it. Right there.
Like Ray Leonard, Donald Curry's greatest asset was the quickness of his hands, along with other assets. And he's in there with a fighter who is younger and who has quicker hands yet.
Curry should spend more time he landed that great right hand to the chest, which is something you only see an experienced fighter do accurately.
Norris again showing that he would rather counter Curry's initiative than to start the action himself.
Curry sits down on the stool. He just doesn't seem like, I'm hungry. I can't wait until the next round. When Norris, he's sitting there, can't wait for the next round.
Well, Norris is so athletic and so quick on his feet and quick with his hands. He just looks eager to work all the time. But there are flat periods in every round when he stops being busy.
And I think Curry can really score heavy if he stops concentrating on landing the heavier punches. Get in there and just land punches. Stay ahead on the point.
This will be a test of Donald Curry's commitment. He knows he has to
right
win
hand
this
about
fight.
it.
Yep.
Left hook. Norris is really leaning in there trying to protect himself. Norris hurt.
Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there.
Norris hurt Curry with a good right hand, overhand right. Whoa, good.
Both fighters exchanging blows in the center of the ring.
Good left jab by Donald Curry.
This is not a show of defensive skill so far.
Let go, Terry, let go. Work out, work out.
Donald Curry just doesn't have enough respect for Terry Norris. He can get himself hurt trying to rush in there too quick.
Well, but you pointed out that Norris is not a finisher.
No, he's not. He'll hurt you, but over a period of rounds, those letting you off can mount up to some damage.
Good left hand by Curry, but he took 4 blows to deliver it. Norris's edge and hand speed apparent. Curry may yet show himself to be the heavier puncher.
Curry was caught with a sneak right hand to the chin. Nowhere else but the chin. That hurt. If he's hit with a three-punch combination right now, you can see him get up off the canvas.
Again, both fighters trading punches at close quarters.
Curry just doesn't seem to have any respect for Norris. Even when he's hurt, he rushes him.
Well, maybe he should show more. Although maybe he feels at this point that Norris doesn't have the power to hurt him.
And Norris has the power.
Well, he knocked Ray Leonard down twice, but then so did all the other guys Ray fought in recent years.
Watch your head. Watch your head. Off his head. Off his head.
I think that Donald Curry's got a lot of fight left in him. His eyes are already glazed. He's seeing double now. As you can see, his right eye really red now.
And Curry wobbled just a little bit on the walk back to his corner.
You ain't doing enough, though. You got to be first, man. You got to be first and let your hands go on the inside, then explode to the head. Quit looking for the one. Give me 2 and 3 shots, baby. 2 and 3 shots. Light, strong power. Light to the body. Very good. Now, you see what I'm talking about, adjusting that distance? When you're adjusting, you can hit anything you want. 3 times, I told you. Push it on the back of his neck. Don't do it.
Here's Curry on the ropes.
Good left hook.
And another good left hook to the body. George, I don't think we're going to see Curry backing off, because this is the style that got him where he is, and it's who he is. George, I don't think we're going to see Curry backing off, because this is the style that got him where he is, and it's who he is. He doesn't know how to back off.
Let's go. The thing about coming on, you got to throw lots of punches. Otherwise, you can come on and still be behind on with the judges.
Well, as to who is ringing the cash register, punch stat numbers in round number 3 showed Curry trying 38 punches, Norris threw 72. They landed about the same number, but the judges tend to be impressed by business. Terry Norris is the man who's doing that.
Curry's trying to throw a hard jab. He's going to run into a right hand if he's not careful, and a hard right hand. He should just be throwing them quick. Win the point.
Right and left of the head by Norris there. And now 4 straight jabs. Boom, 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 boom. Curry comes back with one of his own to the chest.
Curry actually cuts the ring off. Norris doesn't have much of a jab, but he has other things to go along with.
When you say not much of a jab.
No, it doesn't turn all the way over. A good jab, the palm is facing the canvas when it goes out there.
Curry getting the best of things on the ropes. Norris allowing him to wail away, and now he steps away. Just missing with the long right hand was Terry Norris.
Norris is finding out what it feels to be hit by a true good puncher now, but also he retaliates with body punches, which can hurt Curry in the latter round.
Well, and as Terry begins to try to load that right hand, George, you wonder if Curry will come with the left hook, as he just did.
He steps back just enough. I think if he had been a little warm in the first round, he could have been doing a lot better now. But the punching that he took early on sort of evaluate his power to come on a little later. Good right hand to the body by Curry and a left hook.
Norris with another of his flat periods. Allows Curry to set himself up for body punching, and now Terry punches his way off the ropes.
Curry's trying to get that one straight right hand in, and this Norris is just a little too quick for that at this point. He's just going to have to wait for that maybe in the 7th or 8th round. But right now, he should be piling up points. He's going to get hurt trying to sneak that right hand in there.
Between rounds, we will talk to WBA welterweight champion Meldrick Taylor in his dressing room. A little flow of blood now from the nostril of Donald Curry. And Norris tries to work to the body.
That's that right hand. He's curving it though because the guy moves just as he gets to start the right hand. And once it's peeled off straight, he can drop him, he thinks.
And if you have to aim the right hand, it's not as effective. You want to just throw it.
You just want to throw it. That's what he's trying to do, aim it, and it's just not going to happen. You're just going to have to let it go, and occasionally it's going to land. Boy, Norris came on like storm.
Terry Norris punishing Donald Curry to end round number 4, and more, Norris's hand speed looks too tough for Curry to handle. Coming up, maybe the fastest hands in boxing, Meldrick Taylor against Luis Garcia of Venezuela, and let's take a visit to Philadelphia-bred Meldrick Taylor, the WBA welterweight champion right now. Meldrick, it's a beautiful setting out here. I think you're going to love it when you come out into the ring.
I'm looking forward to coming out there and defending this championship for the first time. I'm watching this fight back here in this dressing room. It was like a very even fight up to this point, but Terry Norris seemed to be a little more busier, and he finished the fight very strong. So I look for the pace to pick up.
What do you think of Norris's punching power as you look at some possibility of moving up to 154 pounds later on in your career?
There's all kind of permutations that I can do. I'm between 47 and 54, and the future looks like I'll be moving up to junior middleweight, so I'll fight the best out there. If that means Terry Norris, then fight Terry Norris.
All right, have a good time, and we'll look forward to seeing you later on this evening. Round
right
5
hand.
begins
Good
with
right
a
hand.
Donald Curry right cross.
Right hand, and Norris shook his head like it didn't hurt. That's the indication that it did hurt.
Now, if Curry catches you with that right cross, it's got to hurt. He still has punch.
He's smelling pay dirt now. He said, I can hit this guy with my right hand after all.
Well, he threw one of the all-time classic right hands to unify the welterweight championship against Milton McCrory 6 years ago.
That left hook of Norris in the right hand, sort of a side, like he's sweeping with a broom. Gets you crazy. It takes a moment to recover from it. It doesn't really hurt you, but watch your head. It takes you off balance for a minute. Good left jab. Curry is starting to hold a little bit. Norris don't want any more. He doesn't want any more of that.
Now that's a good spot for Curry in the corner, and Norris gets a break as referee Chuck Hassett breaks him up.
The thing about Norris, he's in such great condition. His legs are strong, which creates a strong chin. Donald Curry is hurt at this moment, very hurt.
But he landed one left hook and almost landed a second one as Curry tries to fight his way out of trouble. Low blow from Curry. He gets away with it. Norris with a combination in return.
Curry hasn't recovered yet from that punch he was hit with early. He hasn't recovered at all. He's making a show, but he's not recovered. Another good right hand. And if he's hit with 3 more of those, the fight can be over.
Now, when you say he hasn't recovered yet,
no.
You can see it in the stationary legs.
I can see it in his face. I can see it in his arms. He's holding, but not holding. Good left hook, but it's in retaliation. It's not an aggressive left hook. Terry Norris know it. He's going to keep hitting, and if he can get 3 shots, Curry is on the canvas.
Norris got away with one right hand as they moved apart, and now Norris talking to Curry, and Curry comes with the left hook.
He's playing with the wrong kind of guy. True Cobra. But it was that right hand about 2 minutes ago that Curry has not recovered from.
Crowd boos as referee Chuck Hassett prevents Norris from throwing an explosive right hand as Curry bounced off the ropes.
Work out. This is when you make that decision. Do I want it? Do I really want to be champ again? Do I want it? Curry is asking himself that question right now. Does he want it?
Ducked under the right hand, and still Terry Norris is trying to load up a knockout punch. Will he leave himself vulnerable by doing so, or will he continue to increase his dominance of the fight?
Curry right now, nobody can see it, but he's barely holding on. Norris know it. He's just not a finisher.
All right. Come on, Chuck, watch his head. Watch his head.
Deep ones in
You're not warning him. Give me a towel. More deep. Look at the legs there. Good, huh? Come on. On the inside, Donald, the right uppercut, left hook will work for you. Add the short right hand to it.
All right, Harold Letterman, our official HBO scorer. Let's bring you in to see how you've got the fight so far.
Jim, 50-45, 5 rounds to nothing, Terry Norris. He's just too busy. He's landing shots from every angle. He's coming up, coming over. He's completely dominating this by just landing too many and being too busy.
Let's go. Out of the ring.
Larry, do you agree? The fight so far.
Jim, 50-45, 5 rounds to nothing, Terry Norris. He's just too busy. He's landing shots from every angle. He's coming up, coming over. He's completely dominating this by just landing too many and being too busy.
Let's go. Out of the ring.
Larry, do you agree?
I can't disagree. Terry Norris is the Desert Storm of this fight.
Now, if we can come up with a proper analogy for Donald Curry, we will be poetically intact.
Donald Curry has painted himself into a corner now. He wants a knockout. It's not going to happen. You're fighting a guy who's accustomed to going the distance, who doesn't mind going the distance.
Well, but he's also a guy who was flattened by one solid right hand at the hands of Julian Jackson. Maybe Curry isn't as hard a puncher at this stage of his career as Jackson is.
You're talking about a guy who's been all on the Arsenio Hall show, signing autographs. It's not going to be the one right hand to drop him.
Right now you're looking good, George, because right now Norris appears to have Curry in trouble again.
You're saying he's too keyed up, he's too into being champion to allow himself, even if he gets hit with a great punch, to blow it.
That's right. There's an old saying, once you get hit really hard with a good right hand, 3 doors open up, and good doors, and there's sometimes some little guys telling you, come to this door, come to this door. And if you're hungry, one door said, hey, you better not come in here. And I think that door to Norris is already open. He knows he cannot go into that door being knocked out. He wants to go back on television.
Well, if you go on Arsenio's show as a boxing champion, he treats you right.
I've never been on there, but I heard backstage they got good food.
Norris with a
good right hand by Donald Curry that time.
Yep.
Norris is hurt.
Yeah, Norris is shaking his head. That's a telltale sign.
Curry would just throw that right hand and not trying to wait and throw it. When you're in good shape like Norris, even though you get hurt, sometimes you recover so quick. Good left hook by Norris.
Curry walked into a right hand, but it wasn't a fully extended one.
Worked out, worked out. Curry has got to find a way to make this guy respect him. Right now he's showing total disrespect for Donald Curry.
But there is blood coming out
good
of
right hand by Curry.
Mouth. Yep, Curry has landed a left hook and a right hand. He's still got some socket.
He's taking a lot, but he's giving some. Norris just doesn't respect him. Okay, hold on.
Let's see if the blood in his mouth will make him respect Curry a little bit more.
Double left hook.
And the
Norris was hurt.
Norris is stunned. Tries to fight his way back. That's the most effective sequence in the fight for Donald Curry, aside from the right hand. Oh, and what a finisher by Terry Norris.
Boy, Curry could have been on the Arsenio Hall show that time.
Or to keep in mind that at this stage of the fight, Curry was ahead of Michael Nunn.
That's right.
Watch it out right there.
But he began to tire very badly after this.
Absolutely perfect, Bubba. Absolutely perfect.
What round is it? Deep breaths. We're all right, Doc. That's all right. Get some water. Come on.
Just a second minute, baby. Look it up. Second minute. Okay? Absolutely perfect. Shoot them punch. Shoot them punch.
Let's take a look and see in what was Curry's best round and some best exchanges. That's early in the round.
That double left hook.
And later in the round, he came back with those 2 big left hooks.
Boom.
Seconds out.
And yet, Michael Nunn said the punch that he was hurt hardest from Curry was a right hand. So let's not discount that right hand as the fight goes on.
The thing that went unnoticed is after Curry landed the double left hook, he went behind to a nice body shot almost in the kidneys. That has damaging her.
Once again, Curry begins the round with an assault and an effective one. Norris covering up. Shifting tides of fortune in this fight.
Norris is from that old school of I'll win 4 rounds, I'll rest 2, I'll win 4 more, I'll rest another.
That was
Right
a
hand
flush
shot
right
by
hand.
Curry. Yes, Larry, over the top.
Donald Curry is saying right here, okay, now the fight is on.
Right hand again by Curry. Set up by a left. Norris comes back with a left. It is becoming a slugfest. The mouthpiece is out of Curry's mouth. Referee calls time amid heated action to let Donald Curry put the mouthpiece back in. What do you think of this one, George?
Boy, he needed that little rest, I can tell you that.
I hate that rule.
Both guys are hurt. Both guys are hurt.
And Curry comes back with a little energy and fires the right hand. Just missed. Norris smiling at him as they trade blows. And a low blow, and now Norris has it right on the cuff. No penalty.
Something has got to make Norris say, hey, I got to respect this fella. That may have been the one punch to make him decide I'm going to respect him.
And Norris is stopped cold for the moment as Curry pounds away against the rope, but he didn't land anything effective. He had a big chance and didn't make anything out of it.
Because Norris covers up so well. If you're going to land those punches down the middle, hey, cover up. But if you're a roundhouse thrower, that's not going to help you. Curry is not a roundhouse thrower. Good right hand to the side of the face.
Norris
Norris
back
is
to
hurt.
boxing. Yeah, Norris going back to boxing, George. That's a sign that he needs to fight his way out of trouble. Crowd starting to chant, Curry, Curry, Curry. He's winning them over.
Curry no longer has any strength in his legs.
Championship fight.
No longer has any strength in his leg.
Referee told both fighters to quit grabbing and holding each other. They're wailing away.
Boy, when someone put their elbow behind your neck at this point of a fight, it just tears you up.
Solid right hand by Terry Norris. Curry jolted in the center of the ring.
Curry's doing a fine job, but his legs just can't keep him up if the fight continues like that.
Left hand just missed by Curry. Norris coming back with a combination. Reminiscent of round 7 between Foreman and Holyfield.
I don't remember.
A slip. A slip.
You can call it a slip if you want.
Oh, they're going to call it a knockdown.
Curry's legs can no longer carry him through. He has the power, he has the will, but the legs are hurting right now.
That was a left, I
with
believe.
my call of slip, but the referee called it a knockdown after looking at the timekeeper for guidance. And that may be the age by which Terry Norris won the round.
Curry had to hold on to the ropes when he sat down on his stool.
Look.
Do you have a corner now?
Right on the Donald. When you're on the inside, baby, don't look to me. Look at Person. When you're on the inside, when you turn that left hand under, when you turn the left hand under to the body, bring it back over to the head. The hook is working, D. The hook is working, okay?
First, we'll take a look at early in the round as Norris knocked the mouthpiece out of Curry's mouth. Curry showing absolutely no respect. Norris showing no respect. Knocked the mouthpiece out of Curry's mouth. Curry showing absolutely no respect. Norris showing no respect. Now let's see take a look at the knockdown. Here's a right that staggered him. The left just threw him down to the canvas. It was the sharp right that hurt him.
Yeah, and I'll change my opinion now. That was a legitimate knockdown, I think.
Okay. Curry is showing us here the heart of an ex-champion. But he is an ex-champion fighting the real champion.
He can become the new champion only if he can just put in 3 accurate right hands right now. But at this point, He let the guy get off on him too early. Those 2 rounds, it's hard to recover from.
And we're in round 8 of a scheduled 12, and the recent book on Curry is that he'll tire as the fight gets into the later rounds.
He believes he can get a knockout if he led with a right uppercut.
Crowd once again chanting for Donald Curry. Interesting because Terry Norris trains about 100 miles south of here in Campos.
Hold it there, hold it there, hold it, hold it.
Quick left inside by Norris as the referee was trying to break them.
Norris is having problems trying to do what his corner told him to do. If he can just relax and do what he want to do, it can be an easier fight.
Curry holding on now. Norris breaks free.
Norris isn't comfortable at all going forward throwing punches. He prefers you on him and he hitting you.
No, he wants to counter.
Curry's trying to get that one right hand in. Even when he lands a good left hook, that's not what he wants.
You know, tired or not, it's amazing how much quicker Donald Curry is with his hands now than he was in the first 3 rounds.
He's warmed up. Now he's starting to lean over the young fella's neck. He was smart. He dropped to his knees because it takes less out of you when you just go all the way down.
Well, we're losing a little bit here because this particular referee, for the first time in my memory, refused to wear a wireless microphone. Almost all other referees have worn them for us.
And Norris nodded to Curry as if to say, now that was a good combination. But he comes back with some hard punches of his own here.
Good left hook.
Good right hand by Curry. Good left hook.
Curry almost out.
They are both wobbly, but Curry is the one who's in danger of going down. Let's see if Norris can finish. Left to the body.
Curry has a cut. Curry has a cut.
Curry is a beaten fighter.
He's not getting up.
9, 10, we're out.
In a slugfest with pitched action on both sides, Terry Norris proves that he can finish.
Norris is on his way into greatness now.
You think so?
No doubt about it. You can say that these guys are on the road down, Sugar Ray Leonard, Donald Curry, but don't fool yourself. He just whipped 2 great boxers.
He took their best challenge early in the fight in both occasions. He wasn't intimidated by their reputations. He did exactly what he had to do.
And here's another look.
There was a left hook that hurt Curry, but he keeps coming back, landed something of his own, but you can see now how tired he is earlier in the round. Now let's take a look at the knockdown.
Good right hand.
Right on the temple.
Boy, he knocks him down, hits him one
You
for the
know,
road.
it wasn't just those punches that knocked him down, obviously. It was 8, 9 rounds of hard punches of a guy who refused to be intimidated and gave him pressure in return.
And indeed, there was a sequence of about 6 or 7 punches before those 3 that set up the finish. What impressed me, George, is that in getting ready to set up the finish, he went to the body to set up these 3 right hands to the head.
And that sweeping right hand, anyone catches you with a punch like that with the muscles that Terry Norris has, it's bye-bye, baby.
All right, let's go up to ring announcer Jimmy Lennon with the officials on the decision. Jimmy?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 2 minutes, 53 seconds in round number 8. The winner by way of knockout and still the WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the World, Terrible Terry Norris.
As the sun sets into Coachella Valley, Palm Springs, final punch stat numbers. You can see that Norris was the busier fighter. Curry, with his technicianship, was accurate, particularly in the later rounds of the bout. And they both landed a lot of heavy blows, George.
Too many heavy blows for Curry in the first 2 rounds. Just too many to recover from.
Let's go to Larry Merchant with the winner.
Terry Norris, what kind of challenge did Donald Curry really pose for you?
Well, Donald came in the best shape possible. Can't take anything away from him. He was ready.
Did he ever hurt you?
Yeah, he shook me up. He shook me up. I know one time he shook me up pretty good. He caught me with that good left hook. But I had been watching him, watching his tape, and he caught me with it. He caught me lagging around, and caught me with a good shot.
You were more aggressive in this fight than we would have anticipated against an aggressive fighter. Why?
Well, I tried to, really come out and take it to Donald Curry, which got out of my game plan. I should have stuck and moved. I would have got this cut in mine if I had it. But,
all right, we're going to take a look at the knockdown just as soon as we can roll the tape. You describe it for us.
Well, I was setting Donald Curry up all along for the right hand. Right there, I started talking to him, taking his concentration away, started landing some good shots on him. And I caught him, took him out.
But it was a knockdown of attrition because you hit him with a lot of punches, didn't you?
Yeah, a lot of punches. It was a lot of combinations throughout the fight. I was landing good shots on him. Everybody thought he was landing good shots on me, but I was rolling, blocking a lot of them.
What is the future for Terry Norris now? You come in at 151. If a Taylor doesn't want to come up to fight you or any other welterweight, will you go up to the big middleweights?
Well, right now I'm not looking to go up to middleweight. I'm going to stay around junior middleweight. My weight is fine, so only when my body tells me to move up, that's when I'll move up. But right now I'm not moving up.